man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the man got that stuff. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard.
This is your boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy True and Funny. Today's date is now Wednesday, May the 22nd. So this is actually the first of two videos that you're going to get, hopefully within the same day. We'll see what happens. And this is crazy. This is actually ludicrous. Gamestop is now buying and selling graded cards, trading cards. So obviously, the main thing here is Pokemon cards, which is, yeah, they are doing that. But that's not the only thing that they're buying and selling. They're also buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards and sports cards as well. Like, this is available on their website right now. It tells you buying their cards. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. Oh, and that's not all. I see One Piece on here as well. And, yeah. And they got more pages. Because when I first went on this website, the first go-around, it was like 3 pages of cards. Now there's 6. So people are selling them their cards. And I seen a video of Leonhart do that. We'll get more on that in a second. So there's that. Now, this is some interesting stuff here. But anywho, that I'm looking at the website right now as we speak. But anywho, let's get the full details on this real quick. So we're going to go to pokebeats.com. So this was posted May 14th. So here it says, we now learned the full details for GameStop's graded cards program. Now this is interesting. Okay. So I guess this is still true. GameStop plans to launch the program at all locations in June. And as of right now, they got this program everywhere with the exceptions of California, which is really interesting, Delaware, Florida, Maryland, South Dakota, and Utah. And then at one point, they had it only at Texas, Connecticut, Kentucky, Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, and New York. So only some stores there. That was like a little over a week ago. Now they're everywhere with the exception of those states that I named. So I'm assuming they're going to come to those states in June. Moving on with the article. It appears GameStop will offer fair market prices for PSA cards. And that's debatable. That to a degree, that is debatable. But we'll get more on that in a second. When we first revealed this program last week, the most common critique was that GameStop will only buy cards for a portion of their value. However, that's not the case, at least not currently. Again, this was done on May 14th. Now the 22nd. So there you go with that. And then they gave an example. We're not going to look at the example. Well, actually, yeah, we can look at the example. For example, when visiting a store earlier today, GameStop, again, this is May the 14th, by the way. GameStop's offer for a PSA 10 Jolteon VMAX was $158 cash or $176 in store credit. A PSA 10 Noivern V was $121.50 cash or $135 in store credit. These prices are similar to what the cards are worth if you try to buy them online right now, which is that, okay, they had an example of the VMAX Jolteon at a PSA 10 for $180 on eBay. Just one example, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Just one example. But let's move on. GameStop's buying prices are similar to the price guide on PSAcards.com. PSA's price guide scrape auction websites to determine the average market value of a card. GameStop appears to be using that database for their price, at least in part. For example, the Jolteon VMAX were offered for $176 store credit and recently sold for $177.50 at an auction. Okay, so they gave, okay, there's some more examples here. I see some for $211.50, $200, $163.34. That's crazy. $188.47 and $190. Okay, so that's one example right there. When a customer brings in cards, they will be valued in real time by entering their PSA number into GameStop's systems. Because the prices can fluctuate often, GameStop's offers will only be valid during that transaction. The customer may then accept or reject the offer. They can be paid in cash or store credit, but cash will offer 10% less. Oh, I thought it'd be more than that. Okay, like in terms of that percentage. But let's move on. GameStop is currently training its employees, which is funny, to evaluate the authenticity of PSA cards submitted by customers. As mentioned last week, cards valued above $500 will not be accepted. We'll get more into the rules for this in a second. Signed cards also won't be accepted at this time. Here is an internal check, and then they had an internal checklist that employees will use to verify card slabs, authenticities, Employees will even use a backlight. If a slab fails any one of the checks, the employee must reject it. So there is like a piece of paper that employees will have to follow when evaluating these cars. And this was also posted on that Leonhart video that he did when he sold some of his cars as well, just to see how much they'll be charging. And we'll get more in Leonhart's video in a second, which is also available on YouTube, by the way. Let's see. GameStop is currently sourcing fixtures to eventually display and sell the graded cars in stores, though it's unclear if they will offer a fair market price when selling them. We'll get more on that in a second. As we reported last week, the cars they buy from customers won't initially be sold in stores. They will be shipped to GameStop's headquarters and sold on GameStop.com, which is where I was at, like at the early part of this video. Eventually, GameStop plans to expand this program to all types of collectibles like statues and Funko Pops. Some of their internal documentation indicates the program may expand to other grading companies as well, which I have heard. You can watch it. Okay, we're gonna know that. So that's the name. That's the whole article right there. Again, this was on PokeBeach.com. They actually posted some pictures and things of that nature. Now, let's get into the details regarding the rules here. So, to my understanding, they will only accept cards, PSA graded cards, that are rated at an 8, a 9, or a 10, which is funny because there are some cards, if memory serves correctly, there are some cards that are rated at a 9.5, at 8.5. So I'm like, what's up with that? And then it says cash in instantly without no haggle, cash on the spot. So meaning you can't negotiate a price. So you're going to take what they offer you or leave it. So there you go with that. And based off of Leonhart's video where he actually traded some of these cards in, like if your PSA, if you have an old PSA sticker, they want to take that. So it has to be PSA at the moment. No other grading company, they won't take that at the moment. But that could have changed. I don't remember when he dropped that video, but that could change. And they also mentioned that in the article as well. And it also mentioned in the article is they will not buy anything back that is worth $500 or more. So keep that in mind as well. Now, let's talk about that Leonhart video. So he went into a GameStop store right when they opened, and there was this one guy who was running the store by himself, because that's how GameStop like to operate. They don't offer a lot of hours. They only have one person running the entire store at a time. Not joking. They're serious. And what happened was this dude got back from vacation. So he had no idea that they was doing this and that it was active. So remember, they were only active in like 7 to 8 states, and within those states, only certain stores were doing this. So Leonhart basically surprised the dude, was like, wait, we buying cars now? And he saw the sign, and he was like, oh, snap, we are. So he had no clue what to do. He didn't follow the paper, the guidelines that, you know, the graded collectible checklist. He didn't follow that. He just like held it up in the light and see if it was good or not, and then continue on from there, which is crazy. Now, based on the video, if you try to sell some of your more expensive cars, like the cars that normally are worth like, I want to say over $100, so you're talking like $200 or higher, they are going to undercharge you, or like not undercharge, but they're going to like offer you, lowball you. They're going to lowball you. Like, it was crazy. So again, you can check out Leonhart's video. He's going to break down how much the cars were worth at the time of the video, and then how much they gave him for those cars, or how much they offered him for those cars. So there was like some cars that are normally worth, let's say like $200, but they're going to say, oh, we can give you $90 in store credit and $78 in cash, something like that. But some of the cars that are worth like $20 and $30, they were kind of on the money. So, for example, he came in with like a $30 card, a card that was worth $30, and they was like, okay, we can give you 22 in store credit or 19 in cash, something like that. And that, okay, that's fine and dandy. So, like with the cards that are graded 8, 9, 10, but not exactly worth a lot, yeah, you could get some value from that. You could, but anything that's worth in the hundreds, I wouldn't mess with it. I wouldn't do it. Now, with that said, let's talk about how much they sell in the cards for. So right now, I'm looking at a 1999 Pokemon Game 2 Blastoise at a PSA 10. I mean 8, excuse me. It's at a PSA 8. Now, online, that card is worth $185 based off of pricecharting.com. We can also hit up PSA and see how much they charging for it. but it's probably gonna be around the same ballpark as well, like that $180, something like that. Again, this is a PSA 8. So if I were to go to PSA 8, and again, now I'm on PSAcards.com or PSA card, not cars, card.com, and I click on grade A, I'm seeing 186, 178 and 50 cents. Is this serious? $123.02. That's low. $153.50, $183.50, $177.52, $165, $190, $266. That's the highest I've seen so far. I didn't see anything higher than that. You know how much Gamestop is charging for that same card? $306.99. Yeah, that's how much they're charging for that card that you can easily get close to half off if you just go on eBay. So that's pretty crazy right there. That's pretty crazy. All right, let's look up a cheaper card. So I see a 2024 Pokemon Path in Pat. Okay, I'm assuming this is Padawan Fates 110 Charmeleon. This is a shiny Charmeleon at a PSA 10. So let's look this up and see what is offered online. So pricecharting.com, this is a 10. They got that mug for $50. So that's the average for $50. Now, if we go to psacard.com and look up that same card on there, the most recent price is $36 and average price is $39.72. Now that's what I'm seeing for that Charmeleon. So that is very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Now I got the list right here. $36, $46.26, $48.76, $42, $56. That's the highest I've seen so far. $34, $28. And these are all PSA 10s, by the way. $55, $40, $31, $34, $30. I see 46s. Oh, there's another 56. GameStop is charging $61.99 for that card. So, in terms of them buying cards from you, like, okay, they are a little bit higher than what is out there, but depending on the price point of the card is normally, they could either be around that ballpark or they would be more expensive. I mean, or they would like lowball you a bit rather. So in terms of them buying your cards, it's either a hit or a miss. Again, I would highly suggest that you bring in cards that are normally worth under $100, really under $50. And you could get a decent value for that in cash. Because remember, they like to give you trading credit so you can use that in their stores, as opposed to giving you cash so you can use that cash outside their stores. That's how it works, you know. So that's the business model here. But I would, again, not advise you to bring in a card or any cards that is worth $100 or more, because they would definitely lowball you there. Based off of the Leonhart video that I saw, they would definitely lowball you there. And yeah, I wouldn't mess around with that. Now, in terms of them selling the cards, oh yeah, they are clearly high or higher than the market, without question. Like maybe with some of the lesser cards, like the least expensive cards, they could be around the ballpark, just a little bit more expensive. So there's that. But anything that's worth, again, over $100, they're going to oversell that card. Like I said, with the Blastoise. So I wouldn't buy cards from GameStop unless they like have like a buy two get one free or something like that, or they have like a discount sale and it's like something that's under $100. Then in that case, I'll be like, okay, knock yourself out if you want to do that. But in terms of anything over $100, nope, I would not buy it from GameStop. They are overcharging. You better off looking on eBay and getting it from there. So that's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you think about GameStop buying and selling trading cards. So could this work for them? I don't know if this will work for them because, again, like in terms of them buying cards, if you give them cards that are worth $50 or under, normally, I mean, yeah, you can sell what they offer you, but in terms of you buying cards from them, I would not do it unless they have some type of deal. If they have some type of deal, like, 10% off, something like that, and again, as far as I know, they only selling the cards online at this moment in time, so they may have like an online deal. So if you really want to buy cards from GameStop, there's that. But again, I would not buy anything that is worth more than $100 from them. I wouldn't do it. So that's my thoughts on that. I'm going to call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, a.k.a. New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.